Hello YouTube. Today I am going to talk about which programming language to start with. So, there are an overwhelming number of programming languages, and often new users or beginners are confused about the programming languages they should start with. So, I would strongly recommend them to start with dynamic languages because dynamic languages are generally thought of as easier for total beginners to learn because they are flexible and fun. You can quickly build an app from scratch with less lines of code, and there is no hard rule on how to write things to behave in the way you want them to. As dynamic languages are usually very high level languages, you would spend less time trying to get the details right and more time learning programming concepts, which is another reason dynamically typed languages are popular with beginners who are motivated by being able to build things and see quickly. So, I would start with JavaScript. So, first thing first, let me make it clear that Java and JavaScript are two different languages. JavaScript is a primary client side scripting language used for front end development. It is compatible across all browsers and is used to create interactive web apps, often through libraries such as jQuery, AngularJS, etc. It can now also be used as server-side language, though the Node.js platform is relatively new. The community is gaining a lot of momentum. You can also build hybrid mobile apps with JavaScript through using frameworks such as PhoneGap, while Facebook's React Native aims to allow you to build native mobile apps with JavaScript. Python. Python is one of the most popular languages now, and it is still gaining popularity. It is highly recommended for beginners because Python can do almost everything under the sun. It can handle the backend of web pages. It can use to create programs. It can use to create games. It can handle data analytics, and there are a lot of libraries supporting Python. In fact, scientists and engineers also use Python, supplemented by libraries such as NumPy, SciPy. So, Python is basically becoming more popular among new companies as well. More and more companies are adopting Python. YouTube also mostly runs on Python. And then comes Java. Java is a general purpose language. It is used to build Android apps, desktop apps, and games. It is also commonly used as server side language for enterprise level backend development. 90% of Fortune 500 companies use Java. So, if you are looking for job and you want to increase your probability of getting a job in top 500 companies, you should start with Java. Now let's move to C. C is often used to program system software and is the main language which runs the operating system. In fact, all the languages that exist today are in some way or other influenced by C. C is the programming language that you must know. You must know. C is a must know programming language because it has influenced so many languages, and though syntax is pretty difficult compared to Python and other languages, but I will still recommend you to start with C and move to any other programming languages, because if you start with, let's say, Python or Ruby, you won't be able to understand the crux of programming, what goes in the back end. You will end up mugging some commands and all those stuff. If you really want to get into the programming, you should learn C, and then you should perhaps move to C++ for object oriented programming, and then Java. Other honorable mentions are SQL. It is also quite popular, though I'm not aware like how it works. I have never used SQL. Now let's come to job opportunities. Now you know a bit about programming languages, perhaps a bit about their perceived difficulty. However, not all languages have the same demand or salary. If your goal is learning how to program is job opportunity, and you aren't going to be disordered by how hard people say a language is going to be, here are some pointers to help you figure out what language you should learn. Based on the salaries estimation from Indeed.com analysis of job ads, we can pretty much divide programming languages into 9 tiers. So, uh, I will just give you 2016 data. So, highest paid languages are Swift, Python, Ruby, followed by C++, Java, and C. And least paid programming language is PHP, though you should not be discouraged by this because Facebook runs on PHP. I mean, most of the front end and most of the stuff in Facebook runs on PHP. So, from the above data, it appears as though Swift will rake you in most money, while Java, Ruby, Python, C++, and C are also decent choices. In addition, if a salary is your concern, then it seems as though JavaScript and PHP aren't ideal choices. Average salary can be affected by many things, such as demand, because there is not much demand of PHP, not many companies are using PHP, so you can't completely judge from this data. This data, let me explain you. See, sample space of this data is highly variable. Let's say only 1,000 companies use PHP and 1 lakh company use Java. So, so data used to be biased towards data tend to bias towards some of these languages. I hope you get a brief insight on how to choose a programming language. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to my channel for more videos. Thank you.